Hey, welcome back to the channel. So I got a really important question to ask you. Whenever you read, do you prefer to read in silence with your words and your pictures and your thoughts? Or do you like to read with the sexy, smooth voices of a Google bot speaking in your ear? If you said B, or the second thing I said, then I got something you may want to hear about. It's called Blackify. What Blackify is, it's an AI speech-to-text program that you can convert your articles, your books, whatever you've got, into audio with very minimal effort. And it uses the power of Google technology to do it. And you have all these different characters to your disposal. And it's a great way to just convert your audio or convert your blogs to audio very quickly. And if you want to see a quick example of that, if you go to my page here and click play, you'll get to hear an edition of that. So I'm going to leave a link below so you guys can test it for yourself if you're interested. But before you do that, I wanted to show you guys what the dashboard looks like, because this is where you do all the work. So as you can see, I have dark mode clicked on, so you do have a dark mode here. And you get your own dashboard where it gives you all of your stats. But what's really important here is this section here where you have text-to-speech, document-to-speech, voice, and music. And then, of course, if you need any of this down here, that's there. But this is where you do all of your conversion. And it's cool is because you can choose your characters. So you'll see that I have two people selected here, Christopher and Guy. I actually put them there as I selected them as favorites. And so in order for me to do that, I just had to go to my voice and select from a list of all these different characters and select add to favorite. And if you don't know who your favorites are, of course, you can just listen to them. So, for example, if you want to listen to Matthew here, who's one of the neural standards, which is like one of the top of the line voices, and you have to get their top plan to get these, by the way, just FYI. If you want to hear what he sounds like, you just hit play.
Hi, I'm Matthew. I will read any text you type here.
Now, I understand that it's very possible that it doesn't sound as good right now because I have the speaker going to my microphone and it may sound a little muddy. That's why, again, I encourage you guys to go and check out my article so you can hear a nice clear version of it. But hopefully that'll give you a nice idea of what quality these sounds have. And again, if anytime you see a star and a lightning bolt, that means it's some of your top of the line voices. But that's one of the men voices. If you want a girl voice, you can pick like Gabriella, who happens to be French Canadian. If I click on...
Salut, je m'appelle Gabrielle. Je vais lire un texte que vous écrirez ici.
Now, I have no idea what she just said, but it sounded good to me, right? And hopefully it sounded good to you, too. So if you have a preference for any type of voice, regional dialect, whatever, there's a good chance you find what you're looking for, because you have 25 whole pages. Or rather, no, I'm sorry, you have 25 voices per page. You've got 28 pages, so that's even better. And totally, you have almost 700 voices, which I believe is like the entire Google library. So if, again, if you want to convert your text to one of these, lovely characters, then it's a great way to not only get your articles out, but if you're doing an audiobook, maybe we'll call it a podcast stage play. There's a number of creative ideas you can use. It's really useful. So again, you have text-to-speech options and document-to-speech. I prefer text-to-speech because you can keep more control of it. When you go to document-to-speech, it does have a chance to kind of cripple your text the way it comes through, depending on what your formatting is. Using text-to-speech, I just think is more foolproof, and you can see all the different tests that I've done with it. And it also keeps track of how many characters you use per file. But what's really great, too, is if you have, let's say, if I go back to my article, and let's say if I copy my title here and go into the dashboard, and let's say Christopher is going to read the title, but then the other one we have called Guy, I was going to say the other guy named Guy, he can read the actual content. Oops. Make sure you select it. Try that one more time. Copy. And then go into text and paste. What you're going to see here is you can have a quick test by playing this.
Pros and cons and ethics of using AI content tools for writing.
And then again with Guy.
Writing is a tough job. Despite what your family, friends, or Stewie from Family Guy...
You get the idea. So if you go back to my article here, you'll see that I did exactly that.
Pros and cons and ethics of using...
It's exactly the same article, and it's all of this converted to AI. And the interesting thing is this whole conversion took me a few minutes. Like just with a few minutes worth of work, I converted this entire article into audio of that quality. Now, one thing you have to bear in mind is it's not a perfect translation. You do have to listen to what your characters are saying because they can mispronounce words that they don't fully understand. And that includes any word that may follow a certain punctuation. It may be that every so often you'll need to actually spell out the pronunciation of a word. For example, when I was talking about how to later in the article, you're going to find that, let me just give you a little plus here. If somebody says how to's like this, they're going to say it as how toss. But if you say something like how to's, or better yet, how to with an apostrophe s, you're going to hear that their pronunciation is different. And again, apologize if this sounds all garbly in your ear, but again, this whole point is so I can help you guys listen to the differences. So bear with me if this sounds awful, but it doesn't sound awful to me. It might to you because of the translation, but again, I encourage you guys to test it out if you can. But anyway, listen.
How to's. How to's. How to's.
You see how, again, all three versions have a different way of the character speaking. And you can also change the way they pronounce it through these little connectors here too. So if I wanted, let's say, for Christopher to be extra loud, well, I don't know if I want him to do that, but loud and fast with a low pitch, that's going to change the way he sounds entirely.
How to's. How to's. How to's.
So he's basically a different character now. So even if you want to keep your two characters, close, you can still change the way they sound by messing around with these little connectors here. So I think it's a really neat program. When you're done, you want to convert to speech, and you can have up to 20,000 characters per generation. If you need more than 20,000, you just get a couple extra, and then you splice them together. And I believe this is where you want to employ an audio file like Audacity in order to combine them. But 2,000 or 20,000 characters is quite a bit. I fit that entire article into 16,000. So, and again, if you scroll the entire thing, I mean, all of this fit on one file. That's a lot of text. So you got plenty of room to put that together. And then the other thing too is if you want more than just text, there is also a place where you can import your music, and I'm going to show you at the end of the video an example of how I used something similar to this. I want to also just remind you guys, when I bought this, I bought it back when it was an early prototype, so I didn't have a lot of the features that it's got now. So when I put the file that I'm about to play for you, I put it together using I spliced content through Audacity, but what I made with Audacity I can technically make in this app now. But it's really interesting what you can do if you're creative with it. So if we go over to my mystery and thriller section here, I'm going to play for you guys real quick what just kind of an idea of what you can actually accomplish with this program if you get clever enough.
Do you enjoy books that challenge your psychology or push your insomnia? Do you want to feel your pulse pounding while trying to solve a mystery? Does your adrenaline spike when the battle of the wits begin? If so, then check out these books to satisfy your appetite. Note, click on Tell Me More to access the book's product page, or buy now for its various purchasing options.
So what'd you think? Pretty cool, huh? So that's just one way you can be clever with this program. So you may be wondering what it costs. Well, it's depends on where you buy it. So if you buy it directly from the website here, we'll go to pricing. You're going to see that they have three different plans. They have the light plan, which really should be sufficient for a lot of people. It gives you the 1 million characters per month. You get the standard neural voices included. You cancel anytime. Not bad. Pro gives you more. You get up to 5 million characters. I think 1 million is probably going to be plenty for most people. And it's the same thing with the standard neural. So really the most you're getting between the two is just more voices. You may find that this is plenty. However, if you go to the Elite, you can have unlimited storage. And this is where I think you have the most flexibility is this is basically the plan I have, where you have everything available to you. And of course, you can look at the frequently asked questions if you need more information. But for $100 a month, you can get all of that for free. Now, there's another option, because I have it and I am not rich, and there's no way I can afford $100 a month for something like this. So where I got mine was a place called AppSumo. If you've never heard of it, it's this place here. But AppSumo is a place where you can get lifetime deals for dirt cheap. Usually it's like cutting edge tech that's still in the early development stages. Typically they bring their products here in order to get some publicity and get some momentum. And it's a great place to discover new great apps, and that's where a lot of my apps nowadays are coming from. And Blackify is one of the ones that I bought here, and I bought it for $67, and I never have to pay another dime for it, and I get all the features that come with the $100 a month plan. So that, I think, is pretty impressive, and if this is something that you also want, I would definitely give yourself a chance to check it out. Bear in mind that AppSumo is limited in its own limitations. In other words, not every deal that they have is going to be around forever, although some seem like they might be. This one has been around for quite a while already. I mean, I bought it, I think, back in July. It's been up around since April, but I actually left a review of it down here somewhere, and let me see, I think I left mine in, a lot of people reviewed it since. Anyway, it was a while back. And I don't know how long it's going to be around, but I would definitely look for it on AppSumo if you're interested. Hopefully it's still there. And do check it out for $67, and you can do everything I just did. But anyway, that's Blackify, and again, it's a way to make your text have an audio component, so that, and you don't have to speak yourself, and it generates so quickly too that you can finish a blog, and then within 20 minutes of posting it, you can have the audio file ready to go with it, which is what I did with my pros and cons feature articles. So anyway, let me know what you think of it. Let me know if it's kind of helpful to you, if you still like these types of videos where I cover something that's helpful to writers, even if it's not necessarily a writing program. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and do all the things that YouTubers tell you to do. And if you want to support me or my channel, go check out my website, and more importantly, check out my books, because I am a writer, and I do like when readers come and check out what I've written. I do have some on there that are free that you can just read through yourself. But I also recommend, if you can, to subscribe to my mailing list. So you can do that by clicking on the exclusive content button, and it'll take you to a sign up page. And just bear in mind, again, if you guys decide you want to sign up from a newsletter, it will be primarily geared toward my writing career, my books, and things like that. It won't necessarily be about writing tools or apps. It doesn't mean I won't ever write about it, but just do know that what you're getting into will be more about upcoming deals, promotions for books, for anything else that I'm doing that I feel is my readers may want to know about. So it will be primarily a reader-based subscription, but I'm in the process of adding push notifications to my website, and those will probably be more geared toward everything, including articles. So if you'd rather just get articles, then you might want to consider the push notifications as an option, but it's not obviously not installed yet, but I'm working on it. And by the time you come here and check it out, it'll be in this corner over here when it's ready. But anyway, that's all for today. I do hope that you all are having a good time in this nice warm January, or at least it's warm for me. And again, let me know what you think of all of this content on my channel, and share it with anyone you think will benefit from all that I've told you about. So thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Bye.